Let's be blunt, ants are an evolutionary success story. They're resilient, organized, and frankly, quite annoying when they decide your kitchen is their new personal highway. Most solutions involve chemicals, endless spraying, and a frustrating cycle of temporary relief. But what if I told you there's an ancient, dirt-cheap powder that ants literally cannot build a resistance to? A secret weapon, if you will, that pest control companies would prefer you didn't know about? It's not some elaborate trap or a patented neurotoxin. It's just powder. Ancient powder, and it works with a ruthless, elegant simplicity. So what exactly is this miracle dust? It's called Diatomaceous Earth, or DE for short. And before you assume it's some newfangled lab creation, understand this. DE has been around for at least 30 million years. It's essentially the fossilized remains of diatoms, which are microscopic, single-celled algae with intricate silica-based cell walls. When these diatoms died, their tiny skeletons settled at the bottom of ancient lakes and oceans, slowly accumulating into vast deposits. We're talking about a natural geological process, not something cooked up in a beaker last Tuesday. Pretty impressive for a dirt cheap powder. Now, the magic of D isn't in some exotic chemical compound, but in its physical structure. Under a microscope, those fossilized diatom skeletons aren't smooth and friendly. Oh no. They're incredibly sharp and abrasive, like a collection of microscopic shards of glass. Imagine walking barefoot on a carpet made of tiny broken razors. That's essentially what diatomaceous earth is to an ant, just on a much smaller, more devastating scale. It's a testament to nature's ingenious design for self-defense, repurposed by us for pest control. Quite poetic, really, if you're not an ant. To understand why these microscopic razors are so effective, we need a quick biology lesson on ants. Like most insects, ants are covered in an exoskeleton, which is their external skeleton. But crucially, this exoskeleton is coated with a delicate, waxy layer. This waxy coating isn't just for shine, it's their primary defense against dehydration. It's what keeps the moisture inside their tiny bodies, essentially acting as their internal plumbing's last line of defense against the harsh, dry world outside. Without it, they're in serious trouble. It's their protective suit, their personal humidifying chamber. Here's where the dry, ironic detachment truly shine. When an ant comes into contact with diatomaceous earth, those microscopic razor-sharp particles adhere to its body. As the ant moves, the abrasive edges literally scratch and cut through that crucial waxy layer on its exoskeleton. It's not a gentle exfoliation, it's a full-on microscopic assault. The ant doesn't even need to ingest it, simple physical contact is enough. So this ancient powder effectively breaches the ant's most vital defense mechanism. No harsh chemicals, just good old-fashioned mechanical destruction. Efficient, if a tad brutal. Once that waxy coating is compromised, the ant's internal moisture, which was previously locked in, begins to rapidly escape. The diatomaceous earth itself also has absorbent properties, accelerating this process. The ant, quite simply, starts to dehydrate. It's a slow, agonizing process for the ant, but a beautifully effective one for us. It's not an instant kill like some neurotoxic sprays, it's a gradual desiccation leading to inevitable death over a few hours or days. The ant essentially dries out from the inside, a victim of microscopic geological formations. A rather mundane yet fatal end. And this brings us to a crucial point often overlooked by the purveyors of chemical pest control. Because diatomaceous earth works by a purely physical mechanical action, ants, or any insect for that matter, cannot develop a resistance to it. They can't evolve a thicker wax layer that resists the sharpness of silica. They can't mutate to become immune to physical cuts and desiccation. It's like trying to evolve resistance to being stepped on. It just doesn't work that way. This is why DE is a perpetual solution, not a temporary fix that requires ever stronger chemicals over time. No arms race required. Now, ants aren't just random wanderers. They are highly social insects that rely on complex communication systems, primarily pheromones. These are chemical signals that create invisible highways telling other ants where the food is, where the nest is, and which paths are safe. When a scout ant finds a food source, it lays down a pheromone trail on its way back to the colony. Other ants follow this trail, reinforcing it as they go, creating a bustling ant superhighway. This sophisticated system is their GPS, their social media, and their supply chain all rolled into one. And it's remarkably efficient. But here's another elegant aspect of Diatomaceous Earth. Beyond its direct lethal effect on individual ants, DE powder also disrupts these critical pheromone trails. The fine particles physically absorb and interfere with the chemical signals that form the trail. Imagine someone spreading talcum powder all over a detailed map. It just blurs the lines and makes navigation impossible. Ants can no longer follow the invisible breadcrumbs laid by their comrades. Their sophisticated navigation system, honed by millions of years of evolution, simply breaks down. It's less an invasion and more of an information blackout for the ants. The implications of this trail disruption are profound. If ants can't follow the pheromone highways, they can't effectively find their way to food sources. Even if they stumble upon food, they struggle to find their way back to the nest to share the bounty. This leads to a gradual but inevitable collapse of the colony's foraging efforts. The supply chain breaks down. The worker ants, lost and dehydrated, are no longer bringing resources back to sustain the queen and the larvae. It's not just about killing a few ants, it's about systematically dismantling the colony's ability to survive. Talk about a silent coup. Adding insult to injury, the ants that do encounter diatomaceous earth often die before they can even make it back to the colony to report the danger. The dehydration process takes a few hours. This means there's no warning system for the rest of the colony. No ant shouting, "Danger!" tiny glass shards ahead. They just disappear one by one, leaving the rest of the colony none the wiser until the effects of starvation and disorganization become undeniable. It's a remarkably insidious strategy, ensuring that the demise of the colony is both thorough and tragically uninformed. No eyewitness accounts, just silence. Now, for DE to be truly effective, application is key. And ironically, it's counterintuitive. You might think more is better, but with diatomaceous earth, that's entirely wrong. It needs to be applied as a very thin, almost imperceptible layer of dust. If you see a pile, you've used too much, ants will simply walk around a visible pile. They're not stupid. The goal is to dust surfaces where ants travel, creating an invisible gauntlet they can't avoid. And crucially, it must remain dry. Once wet, DE loses its sharp, abrasive qualities until it dries out again. Precision, not volume, is the secret weapon here. And here's where we start to rub against the established business model of professional pest control. Once applied correctly and kept dry, diatomaceous earth remains effective indefinitely. It doesn't degrade from UV light, it doesn't lose potency over time, and it won't evaporate. As long as it's there and it's dry, those microscopic shards are waiting. This means one thorough application can provide protection for months, even years, without needing reapplication. Compare that to the standard quarterly or bi-monthly chemical spray schedules. See the problem? From a commercial perspective yet? So, if diatomaceous earth is so effective, non-toxic, and long-lasting, why isn't every pest control company singing its praises from the rooftops? Well, let's consider the fundamentals of their business model. They thrive on recurring revenue. They want you to sign up for quarterly visits, annual contracts, and routine maintenance. A product that you buy once for a few dollars, apply yourself, and then forget about for months or even years simply does not fit into that lucrative equation. It's like a car manufacturer selling you a car that never needs servicing. Good for you, terrible for their bottom line. Let's put some numbers to this. A typical 5-pound bag of food-grade diatomaceous earth can be purchased for around $8 to $15. That single bag, if applied correctly, can protect an entire average-sized home from ants for a significant period. Now, contrast that with the cost of a professional pest control contract, which can easily run you anywhere from $300 to $600 per year, sometimes even more, for multiple scheduled visits. It's not just a difference in price, it's an order of magnitude. For the price of a single professional visit, you could probably buy a lifetime supply of DE for your home. It's almost comical. The stark reality is that diatomaceous earth is the antithesis of a recurring revenue product for pest control companies. Their entire infrastructure, from marketing to scheduling to technician training, is built around generating repeat business. They are selling a service, an ongoing relationship, not a one-and-done solution. If everyone simply bought a bag of DE and solved their own ant problems, a significant chunk of their market would evaporate. So, it's not that DE isn't effective. It's just financially inconvenient. It's the ultimate unsubscribe button for your pest problem, beyond its incredible efficacy and affordability. One of D's most compelling features is its safety. Food-grade diatomaceous earth is so non-toxic to mammals, including humans and pets, that it's often used as a food additive, an anti-caking agent, and even as a dietary supplement. You can technically eat it, though I wouldn't recommend it for flavor. This means you can apply it around your home, even where children or pets play, without the lingering worry of chemical exposure. It's a rare win-win. Lethal to ants, harmless to your loved ones. A true breath of fresh air, literally. So while major pest control companies might remain conspicuously silent about diatomaceous earth, its efficacy, longevity, and safety speak for themselves. It's a silent, ancient, eradicating force working tirelessly on a microscopic level to solve a modern-day nuisance. It requires a bit of understanding and a precise hand-in application, but the payoff is substantial: an ant-free home achieved without a cocktail of chemicals and without breaking the bank. It's not flashy, it's not advertised on prime time, but it certainly gets the job done. A quiet champion, you might say. The reason you likely haven't heard about diatomaceous earth from the professionals isn't because it doesn't work. It's precisely because it works too well, too cheaply, and too long. It undermines their entire revenue model. They'd much rather you stay on the hamster wheel of repeat treatments, believing that only their expensive, branded solutions can truly solve your problem. The truth, as often happens, is far simpler and far less profitable for them. So, the next time you see a trail of ants, remember this ancient powder. It just might be the most powerful and yet most understated solution in your arsenal. Ultimately, diatomaceous earth empowers you, the homeowner. It hands you the reins of your own pest control, allowing you to tackle ant problems effectively, safely, and affordably without being locked into expensive contracts or exposing your home to harsh chemicals. It's a testament to the idea that sometimes the simplest, most ancient solutions are often the most profound. So equip yourself with knowledge, a small bag of powder, and reclaim your home from those persistent little invaders. Your wallet, your pets, and your peace of mind will thank you. Now go forth and dust those ants into oblivion.